this is Pat Love with Pat's 2 Cents. This is an old beat up picture I drew back in the 80s, 1982 to be exact. So it's been beaten up and it's been dragged through the mill. This is my father. And it looks exactly like him. It doesn't look like him. This is my father. His smile, the glisten in his eye. This is my pappy. Anyway, John Henry Love is his name. Everybody called him Buddy. And he was born in North Carolina, raised in Brooklyn, New York from age 7. He was born in the year 1900, barely squeaked me out when he was 53. So anyway, just want to share with you, this man right here, this has really been beaten up, so excuse the condition of it. But I drew this a few months after he passed away. And because of this man, he is still my hero to this day. I love him so much. I can say I had one of the world's greatest fathers. This man was dedicated to me to the bone. Do you hear me? This man was wise. He was intelligent. He was smart. Anyway, I'm going to put it down and stop looking at him so I don't get all sentimental and teary-eyed. That's pastel. But anyway, my father was so intuitive, and so he could sit there and take something apart, know how to put it together. And he worked with me. My mother, when she had a nervous breakdown shortly after I was born, and all of us kids got snatched up and got thrown in orphanages. And because my father had taken the initiative to summons my mother to court before that took place, so that he could give me his last name, which she didn't want to do. She was mad, you know how that goes. Anyway, he finally convinced her after she came out to marry him for the sake of the child, which was another set of problems. I won't go into that. My point is that man was dedicated to me. And the one thing I always wanted to pass on was his wisdom, because he taught me so much. So I say this to you young ladies and you young men. Number one, to the young men, if you live in a house with relatives, I don't care if you got to get a lawnmower job. If you got to go out there and ask people if you can paint their fence, hustle up some bucks. And when you come home, you bring the money home and you say, Mama or Pop or whoever you're living with, Grandma or whatever, do you need any milk? Do you need me to get anything from the store? And don't wait for them to go in their pocket to give you the money. You take your money and you go and contribute to the household. That makes a man out of you. You don't want to grow up becoming a sponge, a leech, a freeloader, just feeding and sucking off everybody else's life, their money, their earnings, their efforts. No. You want to stand on your own 2 feet, even when you have help. Don't take advantage of the help. Do what you can do. All right. Now, the other thing, when you decide you want to date a lady, don't blow the horn and wait in the car. Get out of that car, walk to the door. Now, this is regular life. I'm not even talking the Bible right now, because the Bible will raise the bar so much higher. This is everyday, automatic. Just plain courtesy. You get up, you go to the door, you ring the doorbell, you introduce yourself to the parents, guardians, foster, grandmother, whatever. Say, hi, my name is so-and-so. Pleased to meet you. Is it okay if I take your daughter out? We're going to go to so-and-so if you say yes, and you can tell me what time you want her back. Okay. Yeah, for some of you that's foreign. but it should be automatic if your parents teach you anything. Now, if you are sitting in that car, don't sit there and expect her to pay for everything. Don't do that. If you can't afford to take a young lady out, take a walk to the park. Keep your hands out of her pocket. Find out what it feels like to really be a man. Don't start from the gate. Baby, you got some money? Can you pay? I don't get paid till, if you don't get paid till, you don't date till you get paid. Now, yeah, y'all can share expenses, but start out right. Okay, moving to the young lady. Young ladies, stop being so desperate. Stop being, and this is for women my age too. Some of y'all women are desperate. You will take a piece of man, any piece of man, just to have a piece of man or an unreasonable facsimile of what you call a man. And the sad part is because so many have not been raised by their fathers. You don't know what a real man should act like. You haven't had it. You haven't had the role model. Well, if you know anybody up and down your block, anybody in your school whose father you really admire, whose father you wish you had, mark that man in your mind and say, he does this, he does that, he does that, does the other. He doesn't do this, he doesn't hit his wife, he doesn't cuss people out, he's very polite in public, he works, he is all man. That's the kind of man you look for when you look for a man, a real man. Don't settle. Don't say, well, I know I have a master's degree, or I know I'm a businesswoman, and I know that men can sometimes have it hard, so I don't want him to feel intimidated by my accomplishment. Hey, you accomplished it. If he can't handle your accomplishments, tell him go get his own accomplishments. You're moving down the road. You got bigger fish to fry than that. Because if he resents you for being that far advanced from him, you're going to have hell on wheels if you hook up with him. Now, another thing. Don't think you're obligated to part your legs on the first date, the second date, the third date. I remember hearing somebody say, Pastor Cushman is his name. He used to counsel the young ladies in the church, and his favorite expression was, be a peach out of reach. Don't be so desperate. Don't be so available. Even if you're chewing your fingernails down to the knuckles, tell that boy, no, I'm sorry, I can't go out tonight. I don't care if you squeak out a tear because you really want to be with him. Start saying no. Make him wonder, is she really interested? Keep him guessing. Keep him on his toes. It's pitiful. Some of you women, some of you girls, some of you older women on the phone. So, when are we going to hook up? Well, when do you want me to come by? You want me to come by now? They don't have to do anything for you, and it's, here it is. I didn't even wear any drawers. I didn't wear any panties. I came just the way you want me to come. Okay. See, I've been there. I've done that. I've been that stupid. And I'm begging you women, don't do that. It took God to make a real woman out of me, to make a real lady out of me. Because I was not one before I got saved. And as a result, my second marriage, my husband was a man's man. He was a man's man. And we had a phenomenal marriage. Yeah, if I have to live the rest of my life alone, my memories will carry me, because that was a true man. True man. Anyway, but I didn't get him by being at his every beck and call. I cut him loose, as a matter of fact. Broke up with him. Didn't see him for almost a year. That man called me up talking about marriage. And we've been married 15 years until he passed away. So, don't be so available. I don't care how much you love him. I don't care how much you want him. I don't care how high he is. Sweat it out, baby. You can wait. If God is in it, it will be. Okay, that's it for you ladies. And learn how to dress. You don't need to show all this cleavage. That man knows you got a bosom. He can see it through your clothes. He can see what cup size you are. He ain't blind. Quit advertising.